Hello, you. Yes, you. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to us. I would really appreciate it if you could go over to Apple Podcasts or Stitcher and just drop us a quick little review. I would love that. Now, stay tuned for Winter Special episode number 2. Hello. Welcome back to the Games Gone Winter Special. This is episode number 2. I hope you enjoyed the first one. That was a blast to record.
That was a thing.
So this one, I believe Michael was the one that came up with the concept for this. And by the way, I'm Larry.
And I'm Michael, and actually I'm pretty sure you did.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay. I have so many ideas, I just forget.
Apparently.
All right. So in our household, every household for the most part has some sort of tradition in some facet or other, whether it's around the holidays or any time of the year there is. Well, we have a couple specific ones that we've kind of done throughout the years.
Yeah, so these are our Christmas traditions.
With that being said, and we'll release them one at a time. And then we're going to try and associate, this is a ridiculous idea. We're going to try and associate one of our traditions with one of the video games that we did this year. And we're going to try and not duplicate them.
Yep, so there are 7 traditions. I suppose we can list them off real quick. Cinnamon rolls, always in the morning.
Let's
Okay.
suspense.
Okay, we tease.
But that's the first one.
So there's 7 different traditions. We have to pick out of our 8 games. 7 of those have to be in ours.
Yeah. So, and as he kind of just dropped the bomb there, and so there's no more suspense, one of the big things we did, and it's evolved to not necessarily the morning anymore.
Yeah, it used to be the morning, but
we just need to have some of those amazing cinnamon rolls coming right out of the oven, hot and gooey.
And that we have to have cinnamon rolls before we open presents.
Yes.
That is our thing. So we celebrated Christmas when we were growing up. That was just kind of our thing.
Mm-hmm.
And what game associates with cinnamon rolls, Larry? Out of the 8 games.
Okay, so again, I struggled with this episode more than any episode we've done for the entire year.
Okay.
And stick with me on this. I picked Mario Kart 64.
Mario Kart 64, cinnamon rolls. Okay.
So I said, there's nothing like the joy of turning that game on, sitting around the TV, and just bonding and playing this game. My concept behind that was basically, this is an event that we all look forward to. We can't wait to sit down. A lot of us stand up when we eat those, but
that is true.
It is a social event. We're excited about it. We get giddy. Cannot wait. I have that same feeling when I turn on Mario Kart 64. I want to be able to play with my brothers.
That is a good association right there. That giddiness.
Yes.
Because there is something about the smell of cinnamon rolls baking in the oven.
Yeah.
Oh.
And thank you so much for helping me out with this, because I was hoping this one stuck with you.
Oh yeah. No, that makes sense.
I'm glad it made sense.
I mean, think about also the sound of an oven warming up. It's kind of like when you push that.
The car revving. You were going a different way.
No, I was gonna say the click of the button on the N64, and then you hear the. Vroom.
Yeah, a little bit
Welcome
like
to Mario Kart. That's sound association, then taste. I mean, you really can't taste Mario Kart 64, but I mean, maybe you could. Banana peels.
Sure. Or
Sure.
lick Toad's head.
Okay, so cinnamon rolls, Mario Kart 64. I can see the association. Warm and gooey. Looking forward to.
I'm so fascinated to hear where you went with this.
It's a social gathering. You can eat cinnamon rolls together.
We did.
We always do. However many years we've been.
We always do. Not did.
Yeah.
We continue to do that.
Yeah, we should be doing that in about a week, I'm guessing, after this episode comes out. Maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. I can't remember the date when these come out. We'll let you know.
A little behind the scenes.
Yeah,
we haven't decided.
We're going to do the trailer at the end of these after we're done recording. All right, so cinnamon rolls, Spyro the Dragon. I mean, it's an easy answer. He's toasty.
I got this. Yep, I got this. Yeah.
He's toasty. Honestly, it's a comfort of starting the day with something wonderful, filling, but doesn't take a lot of time. Cinnamon rolls bake pretty quickly. We mouth through them pretty quickly.
Man, do I love that you picked Spyro for this one, because you're going to hate mine.
So, Spyro in a pair of words means cinnamon rolls.
What?
Comfort food, warm and heartfelt. Warm, heartfelt.
Okay.
That's a pair of words. Our mom, usually when she bakes these, burns the bottom of them a little bit, almost consistently year after year. So
I
there's
actually don't remember the last time we didn't have like blackened burns.
so the top is nice and gooey and soft, and then you get this crispy burnt on.
What was
the
it?
bottom.
Wasn't it last year? We actually I think for almost every single one, I just like knifed the bottom off.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense. Spyro just got a little excited and burnt the bottom of it.
I like it.
It's comforting.
Okay, so the next one that we have is we've broken it because just life, but when we were growing up, the big thing was, and this to add a little teaser to this, I thought it was amazing that people actually left their house on Christmas.
I don't know what it was.
We never left the house.
That was our thing.
I was convinced as a kid that no one existed outside when you didn't do anything. There was no businesses open, no nothing. And then I find out from all my friends that was a popular time. People go to the movies.
Mm-hmm. Like movie day and Christmas day is a big thing.
Never
In
thought.
our household, when we were growing, the second we woke up to open up presents, that was it. Like we stayed inside the whole rest of the day.
Well, my favorite thing is as soon as the presents are done being opened, there is the whole, all right, Kevin's got his, he's moving his to one, getting his set up in his room, you're doing yours in your room. And then then it's like, okay, so what are we doing first now? What are we playing?
Is it a video game? Is it a toy?
Yep.
What are we going to do? So our tradition was never leaving the house.
Mm-hmm.
What is your game comparison to that?
I did The Last of Us. So it's now you have to kind of take a leap of faith with me because some of the concepts don't 100% work. I literally went kind of what's going on with the world. It was basically there's no other humans existing outside the confines or walls of our household, and we were
as a child. That's your thought.
As a child, that was my thought process. And so because of that, it was just the idea of living in a barren world. You don't want to go outside. Not the different reasons. It was just we didn't want to go outside. In that world, you don't want to go outside.
Do we ever go in the backyard on Christmas or something like that? I don't really remember.
I honestly don't ever remember leaving the house. I stayed in my pajamas all day.
Yeah, that was the big thing. We always stayed in pajamas. So Last of Us, interesting. Huh?
So in that's a simple correlation for me. Basically, that you just don't. The world is abandoned. There's nothing. I picture, there's no cars going up and down the freeways. As a kid now. There's no cars going down the street roads, nothing. This world is gone. It's desolate.
Now, this seems like a weird tradition. I want to figure this in before I say this. I don't think we broke this rule until I was 20 or 19 or something.
Here's the thing. Well, because, you were the handsome one of the group. It was your... No, I think this was the first time you had a consistent girlfriend.
Yes.
And I was a late bloomer, so we're not gonna that you can I need a psychologist or not psychologist psychiatrist to talk about my issues with women when I was younger. But I think that it was the first time that you broke it was because you had to go to your significant other's family's thing, and me and Kevin had a problem with that.
Yeah, I had a problem with that. I was like, I can't leave the house.
I was like, you're going to die. You're going to get eaten by a zombie.
So I also picked The Last of Us.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
So Joel did things his way. And that's what it was in our household. You didn't want to veer from the course. Joel is very stickler how things get done. And Ellie has to slowly break down his walls. And so that's us as being teens, almost freaking adults. Parents, we got to do other things.
And just women always breaking down those walls.
Yeah, apparently. So slowly broken down. Our parents eventually, we were like, okay, we have to go to our girlfriend's Christmas. They have a family too. It seems weird if we don't go. Mm. But I believe last year we all stayed at the house again.
We did.
Yeah.
Well,
we started it late, but we all stayed there, which was kind of cool. And so, what's more staying locked inside your house than clickers and apocalypse? You gotta stay in.
So I like it. We both kind of had the same. Obviously, we had the same idea, just a little different way of getting there.
Weird tradition. Don't leave the house. Yeah. Did our dad leave the house?
I don't remember.
I don't remember him leaving the house.
Maybe he had battery runs or something like that.
Yeah.
I could picture him running over to Walgreens or CVS.
Yeah. Remember that? When we had grown up, he would just I gotta go here. I was like, why don't you all do it in one run? No.
No.
Yeah, I missed that.
Number 3. Oh, I guess I should explain it.
So the tradition is
I think a lot of people, if you celebrate this, probably do this in some facet, is we always, for the most part, took a very tired looking family photo in front of the Christmas tree.
before we could. So we have eaten our cinnamon rolls.
And I was always convinced, by the way, this wasn't so much that our parents just wanted to keep family tradition and just keep like, hey, look at all these great photos. I always was like, look how much crap we bought you guys. This is their way of being like, if you ever get mad at us, see all that stuff back there?
Yeah, our parents were very excessive in gifts.
They were. We were lucky.
Yeah, very lucky. And the weird part with this is a lot of the time it was just us three.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even like a. Sometimes our dad would have our mom take the picture and vice versa, but it was mainly just us three.
I have two distinct pictures. I have the picture just of us when we were kids, kind of more happy-go-lucky, but I always have the picture in my head of us wearing those Three Brothers T-shirts, just grumpier than.
Which is weird because that'd be after.
That was after, yeah.
Yeah, but
that's for some reason I always think of that one.
Yeah, we were a little grumpy.
Here, let's reverse this up a little bit. What game did you pick?
Oh, you want to change it? StarCraft.
Interesting. Good. We pick separate.
I mean, if you mess up that early build quality, things are not going to go very smoothly. So you have to get the picture before you do the presents, or else then you don't, like you said, you don't have evidence that there was presents to begin with.
Oh, and there's like a macro lens on a camera. If your macro's messed up,
then you don't want to do that. I mean, back then it was probably just what are those things called? Disposable cameras. Disposable cameras.
Do people remember what those are anymore?
I have no idea. So you got to stand in front of that mineral line each time. And you have to look at it like, I'm going to collect you. Those are the presents lined up before you can expand out to our positions around the Christmas tree. Because we had very specific positions. We didn't talk about that. Every single year we would sit in the same spot. Because, I don't know, that's the only... I want to say it's OCD because that's very diminutive of what actually OCD is, and I don't have that at all. But for some reason, we would always sit in the same spot. It needs to be done, you know? Plus... There are portraits.
It will be done.
Oh, yeah. I missed that opportunity.
Gotcha back.
Plus, there are portraits in StarCraft of every unit, and that is very like a camera. Makes sense.
God, I love this. You again, you put a little more thought into it than me. I took it from a different scenario. Like, I like the way you did it. I picked Final Fantasy X.
Stand in front of a TV, or tree TV. There was probably a TV back there. Final Fantasy X. I don't see it at all.
Oh, I thought you were like explaining it for me. Nope. So I took it from the idea of that was a family, that unit of guys. I picture, for some reason, I cannot picture Final Fantasy X without seeing like Titus's cheesy smile, getting ready to say cheese in front of a camera. The family aspect of them, like around a bonfire. There was just a collective group of them, and there was a comfort level to that, and especially with the way that they started the game. It was, hey, here we all are. Kind of, granted, you didn't know at the time, but that was a depressing scene that you were seeing from the intro. That family, that group of guys, you kind of grow with them. You've gone through life with them, guys and girls. That was kind of as far as I went with that.
But I'll help you out with this. Because
Okay.
the very first thing you see is that scene. So that's the start.
That's why. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And I mean, they had little things like, there's sphere grids in the game. They kind of get to see like the history. So you're slowly seeing different times of the game.
You're opening up presents with each sphere.
Yeah, there you go. My big takeaway from that was, though, is I just picture that group of characters getting their pictures taken on a decently regular basis. And you have kind of like the cheesy Titus. And
Yeah, the sphere grid, yeah. Or no, the sphere.
Not the sphere grid.
The spheres. What do they call those? Where you take the pictures, the Jack spheres and all that stuff. Capture your thoughts along the way.
Yeah, so that one was one of my stretches, but that's kind of what I came down to.
All right, cool.
Next up, another tradition is our lovely father. He always had, but now this was before, and we all know he secretly enjoyed doing this.
Yeah, I think
he knew how antsy we all were when it came to opening gifts, and we wanted to like get going because we had one of our biggest things, and I'm sure a lot of people have dealt with this. Whenever you're excited about anything, it doesn't just have to be the holidays. You have a hard time going to sleep the night before.
Oh my god! So stupid.
We actually left out a tradition.
Yeah. So stupidly, we all slept in the same room.
Yeah.
And that never worked out well because
yeah, we could never.
we kept each
asleep.
other up.
Yeah.
And we just kept talking.
Well, the parts that always cracked me up was like we would try and go to bed at like 7 o'clock at night a lot.
We were like, we just got to get the night over.
Yeah.
So we
fall asleep, so it goes quickly, and then you wake up multiple different times. But one of the big things he would do because
actually even before that, do you remember specifically one year? we would wake up our parents like at
Anytime
4.
like the cardboard sign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like at 4 or 5 o'clock. So either our mom or dad, I don't know who it was.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. Put up a cardboard sign at the top of the stairs because our tree. We slept on the basement level. There's 3 levels in our house.
Wasn't there one year we slept upstairs? I remember sleeping upstairs.
But yeah, when we were kids, when we
Yeah.
were a little bit younger. So we're probably like 12-ish.
Yeah.
All sleeping in the basement.
My room. You guys always slept on the floor. I was in bed.
Yeah, you're on the bed.
Loved it.
That's a order of hierarchy right there.
That's the way it works.
And when at the very top of the stairs, they put a cardboard sign saying, "Do not wake up parents before," I think it said like 5:30 because and it was
so
from like
ridiculous.
Santa Claus, and we're just like, oh man.
Well, caveat, by the way, too, the Santa Claus thing. Our mom, to this day, still writes Santa Claus on presents.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah.
We're like, Mom, we're not
Yeah.
like 7.
It's kind of cute, I guess. She's
Hey,
holding on.
just hold
Let
on
her, do
to
it. Let her
tradition.
do her thing.
Let her do her thing.
All right. So basically the idea was, like Michael alluded to there, we would wake up stupid early, butt
Very
crack of
antsy.
dawn, and we'd try and wake up our parents, and usually the first time would never work. Our dad, in general, his whole routine in the morning was he'd always usually be the last one to get up, and then he would do it slowly, of course. He'd have to use the bathroom, but his big thing was he always had to get his coffee. And I always remember he'd walk out of the hallway, and we'd all be waiting and be like, all right, hey, you guys excited? You know, some type of comment like, I got to go get my coffee real quick.
We're like,
And the thing that was crazy is he would usually walk back up the stairs with something and then be like, let me go get the trash bags. You know, like
he'd set down his coffee, and he's like, oh, I need the trash bags. Like,
and
you didn't think of that.
And I do love, we didn't come up with the name at the time, but I love your concept behind, like, he's basically the trash man. He was in charge of trash.
Yep, so whenever we would open up presents, he would immediately want to put them in the trash bag so then we wouldn't have wrapping everywhere.
Which caveat, by the way, too. I don't know why. Why have I become the one that has to do that?
You know, you're next.
I don't know how that works.
You're the successor. So the tradition is Dad has to get his coffee, and he has to be the trash man.
Mm-hmm.
What game fits that for you?
So my concept for this one was just this gives away my least favorite game of the year.
Spyro?
Spyro. And basically my concept was I used to hate when our father did this, and I had times where I just was frustrated playing Spyro. And I wanted things to speed along a little quicker at times. The controls were a little off every once in a while. And I listen, Spyro's a great character. I just maybe the remaster, the reignited trilogy will do better for me. But of all the games we did this year, that's my least favorite game. And there was frustrations in that game. There's frustrations in all games, but this one worked for best for me. I had a feeling you did Inside for this, by the way.
Nope, I did Mario Kart 64. It's like a rite of passage to play Mario Kart in general. I feel like nerd credits. I mean, that's not really a thing, but people are like, you have to play Mario Kart 64. So are you even cool if you haven't picked up an awkward N64 controller?
Well, I mean, that's clearly an obvious answer. I mean, if you have not played the N64, you're just not cool.
Yeah. I mean, it only sold like 20 million. So
Okay. That means there are only 20 million cool people in the world. Well, yeah, families. Well,
So this is coffee for today's gamers.
Mario Kart 64.
Mm-hmm. It's hip and cool to drink coffee, sipping your hot cup of joe, at the coffee shop.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets you prepared of what you have to endure. Good controllers from here on out. So you had to endure the bad stuff. So I have to wait for my dad to get his coffee. So I have to endure that. So I have to hold this 3-pronged trident of death. It's bitter, like bitter coffee.
It's an interesting. I kind of like the trident aspect of that.
So then you are, from here on out, prepared, trash bag in hand, for the races in battle mode. Because races have discarded banana peels, and then the balloons. You have the what are balloons made out of? Are they plastic? No, they're not plastic.
No, we're gonna sound stupid here.
Yeah, balloon plastic. I think it's plastic. Yeah, I'm gonna rubber. I don't know. Whatever.
There's a term that I'm not getting, but
I know they're filled with helium. I got that part.
Well, not always. You can just blow it up with your mouth. Fill it up with H2O or carbon dioxide. Excuse me.
Fill it up with water. All right, you can do that.
You can.
So, discarded all those wrappings. Dad would take those, and it's our dad was dutiful and ready to do so. And Mario Kart is a blast. So is opening presents, and we had to open up the presents, obviously.
Most of the time.
and you like collecting question blocks, you never know what you're going to get. It's a random choice. But Dad will be there to collect the leftovers.
Oh, that was like a sentimental end.
Yeah.
I like that.
Exactly. Also, Trash Man is boring solo, so kind of like trash.
It's a good point. I like that.
Yeah.
No one likes doing the trash by themselves.
No, not fun when you
But no
do
one
it
ever
yourself.
gets help with the trash either. You end up getting stuck. I can add to that analogy. At the end of the day, if you're the trash man, you're still responsible for the trash.
That is true.
Everyone throws it at you, but if they miss, you got to pick it up.
That's true. We always crumple it up into a ball and
We found out who the basketball players are.
Yeah, doesn't. Actually, I did pretty good.
I was going to say, just case in point, we don't have any basketball players in our family. I'm probably the best one in the family, but I'm the trash guy, so I got the hoop.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe next year we can rotate it so you can practice them skills.
So when you're saying next year, does that mean this Christmas?
Yeah. Sure.
We can start doing that, rotating. I'll take the responsibility as a father.
There we go. Next.
All right. This next one is, I think, something that everybody does. Probably. Actually, you know what? I completely take that back. Because based on personal experience of going to other families, what we do maddens everybody else.
Oh, my God. My wife, Danielle, hates this tradition.
Okay, so that's a good point. Because I've seen it in other places, and everyone's like, why are you waiting? Just open up your gifts. It's not a big deal. Basically, if you think about it, we are all very stuck up. We want the attention on us.
Yeah. Okay, so the tradition is taking turns opening presents.
And it's what it means, but we go a step further. We go from youngest to oldest. Kevin's the first one. Well, lately it's been Layla, but depending on how the gifts work out. When we were younger, Kevin opens up his gift first.
Then it's I, Michael.
Yep. Then it would be me.
Then it's mom. And then it's Dad.
Yeah. Now, it's obviously we've added a couple other people in there. It's one at a time.
You do not deviate from this order either.
No. And so let's say we have X amount of gifts. We're talking, I mean, even if we only have a couple gifts apiece, and we're talking like, there's gifts wrapped up as like a pack of deodorant or something, like a sock.
Yeah.
We are probably, it takes us 3-4 times longer than like any other family on planet Earth. I mean, there are probably families that have more gifts than we do. We just take it. This is like
it's a slow crawl.
It is unbelievable. Like the sun hasn't risen and the sun's getting ready to set. We're done. Not quite that extreme, but like
it is pretty extreme.
It's extreme.
Sometimes it's like 3 hours.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's nuts. What game do you have for that?
I said inside. My thought process here. The way that the game is laid out, there are degrees of high points in the game. Then there's lulls. You're banging your head trying to get to the next point. And there's another high point. And especially, I especially did the shockwave moment where you have this puzzle. You're trying to figure out and get there. And you're like, what's over here? The concept there is you're staring at this present. You want to see it. But
inside.
You got to wait. Exactly. That was maybe my last little connotation. But thanks for stepping on my touchdown call. You're sitting there. You got to get this puzzle. You're grabbing all these other people. And that analogy is basically we're getting gifts to other people. We're passing them out. And all you want is them to hurry the heck up so you can see what's in your present. But you got to wait because the guy only walks so fast.
That's true. Take it his little time.
Yeah.
I also picked inside.
Oh.
So sticking to the order of things, blending into the crowd, that whole part where you have to be in line. You must not deviate from the path that you choose. You must go from youngest to oldest, and you must watch them open. So it's observation. So I was thinking also the deviation of this plan will be called out and presents will be put back down if you do the wrong order. So that's kind of like an experiment type of thing. Mandatory break for scientist dad to refuel and get more coffee. That happens at least once and maybe twice even.
Yeah, I like it. And again, we obviously both had the same concept for this one.
Mm-hmm.
It works. And I to me, this is one of the ones that fit really, really well. I had this one pretty quickly.
All right, tradition number 6.
So this tradition, and again, I'm sure families have this. I'm going to keep saying it. You don't have to have this on a holiday, but this is just a tradition we happen to have on a holiday, and it's watching a movie the night before.
Sometimes during, too, yeah.
It depends, but and for us, it was a lot of the times Christmas Vacation, which is, if you have not seen that, stop listening to us. Or, you know what, finish this real quick and then go listen to us. Or watch the movie. You can continue listening to us, too. I lost my train of thought because of the noise outside there.
Yeah, but this is now also, I think this would be a later rendition has evolved. This is just on in the background while we're opening up presents now, too. Which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's always there, too.
Mm-hmm.
I actually Duh. Forgot about that.
That's right.
All right. Well, here, you go first.
Mass Effect 2. Something you can experience more than once. Watch those YouTube clips of your favorite moments. It's still good. What do you know? All those feelings come rushing back. Sure, you've seen it before, but somehow it doesn't get old. Good characters and scenarios make timeless fun. Who would have thought?
Oh, we hadn't. Okay, so I picked StarCraft, and we both had a similar thought on that. You can continue to keep coming back to it, keep playing it again and again and again. But for me, the other thing was StarCraft to me is comfort food. As soon as you turn on Christmas Vacation, whether it's on, muted, you're like, all right, here we go. This is what I should be doing. And for me with StarCraft, it's that way. It's especially evolved into StarCraft 2 that I'm still playing to this day. You can keep coming back to it. It doesn't matter how many times you play it. I always like it. How many times you watch Christmas Vacation. I'm always picking up something new. Love it.
Are you picking up something new every time?
On StarCraft?
Oh, I thought you meant the movie.
Oh, on Christmas Vacation?
Oh, so you blended those two together.
I did.
Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. The last tradition.
Christmas dinner.
Gotta eat.
Simple. I struggled.
Brilliant. What'd you pick?
Mass Effect 2.
Oh, interesting. How so?
I just basically said the whole group coming together. The differences in opinion, the conversations that happen, the different ideologies behind the characters in the game, your conversations you have with the individual crew members. When we're eating, and it's definitely evolved over the years, but eating now is a social event, basically. It's everyone spewing out after we get past the initial rush, because especially with the way me, you, and Kevin eat, we rush. We eat the food quickly. We're getting to hear, we talk politics, we talk video games, we talk sports, we talk random events, just all those different groupings of people to come together because we all have different opinions on things. Mm-hmm. And I feel like throwing that Mass Effect group into a dinner meal would not have similar results, but it would definitely be.
It would be that kind of variety of conversations and topics, for sure. All right, cool. My Christmas dinner, in association with a video game we have done this year, is Final Fantasy X.
This was the other one I wanted to do, but I already used it.
This is our story of having dinner, situated around the table, staring at it in silence while our dad makes us pray. It was the only time we ever prayed.
Yeah.
He would say a very quick blessing.
It was always cheesy.
Yeah, so even though we're not a religious family.
Our mom would say otherwise.
Yeah, probably. Echoes of Titus playing in our heads, thinking his thoughts of how his father jacked and how you need to listen to this story. There is warmth in front of Titus, the fire, his friends, his lover. We can taste the ham from your smell. The punch of hot mustard waiting to be spread over it.
We can taste the ham from your smell?
Yeah, from our smell.
Our smell. I thought you said your. I thought you were looking at me. I was like, what? What's going on?
We pray for good food like Titus prays for us to listen. We listen to Father. Titus defies his. We are opposite. This is our story. One Christmas dinner at a time. Snow on the ground. A journey to get here. The morning rolls, the pictures, the decorations, the presents. But we're here now, ready to finish our journey. Ready to take this home with warmth in our hearts. This is our story.
You sound like you're saying a prayer right there. This is the writer and you came out on this one.
Apparently.
That was really good.
I do it again.
I have no
follow-up.
No qualms or quarrels about that.
Oh, yeah.
It looks good.
So that was this, whatever the bleep
Did we miss a tradition? I mean, other than probably all of us sleeping in the same room together.
No, we talked about that. I don't think, no, those are the 7 main traditions of
because we don't do that anymore.
Of the Games Gone household. Yeah. Or the previous household. We're no longer there.
Yeah.
The house is still there, though. Don't worry. I was just thinking, this still exists.
This is where
mom still lives there.
Yeah.
If you love that, I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I hope you're enjoying your winter break. If you're having a break. I think we went through this last episode.
We did.
Find some comfort.
I hope you found that comfort that Michael told you to have. I would be comforted if you went over to Apple Podcasts or Stitcher. Just left us a quick review. Thank you.